Alright, what is going on, guys? It is Benny, and I'm going to be showing you guys the best mortar decks for 2024. This is going to be after all of the buffs and nerfs that happened in the new season, and so what you guys can be sure of is that these decks are going to be amazing. They're going to use the best cards like Archer Queen. Now, I'm going to show you guys how to use them, and I'm going to put a timestamp down below so you guys can find whatever deck you want to use, you know, whatever works best for your levels. Whether you're a pro or you're new to Mortar trying to learn, I have a deck for you, and I will give you guys amazing tips. Now, also, I'm going to give you guys lots of different options for evolutions. I know Clash Royale sucks for getting evolutions, so you know your options are definitely open for this. Now, first deck is we have Mortarbait, and the new spin for this year is I'm using guards instead of Goblin Gang, and that is because guards just got buffed. It helps a lot with Hog Rider, Goblin Giant, a lot of the decks that you're seeing right now. Guards are amazing. It's even amazing against Graveyard. Like, I feel like there's nothing that guards cannot do. So we're up against a Hog Cycle guy here, and now when I'm playing against Hog Cycle, one of the most important things is making sure I always have a counter for the Hog Rider, because he's going to get back to it super fast. So you see here I have two counters. I have guards and I have Little Prince. So one of the safe things you can do is starting your Little Prince in the back, because it's going to be hard for them to Hog Rider into a Little Prince. The other thing is literally just playing your guards when they go for the Hog Rider. Now, if you're playing Hog Earthquake versus Hog Fireball, like 2.6 Classic Hog, the way you play it is a little bit different. I'm playing against 2.6, so I'm pretty safe to play my guards, because if he wants to kill them, he's going to have to Fireball Log, so it's honestly kind of a bad matchup for him. Whereas if you're against Hog Earthquake, then they might play an Earthquake no matter what and Log no matter what, just because it's a little bit faster. The one elixir makes a difference. So sometimes you can't always rely as much on your guards, but against 2.6, your guards are an amazing counter. I've got the EvoMortar going down here and going in. Now, another thing with the Hog deck is when they don't have Ice Golem, it's very hard for them to kite your mortar. So if you have stuff going to kill their, you know, the stuff they're kiting with, then you can really get some good damage. You see here, I'm going to get one shot, which is amazing. I'm very happy with that. I'm going to Fireball as well for some chip damage, because if he's going to play his Musketeer in the back, I know he wants to include that Musketeer with his Hog push. Otherwise, he can't really kill my recruits. So I'm going to Fireball Log at any chance I get when I can get that damage on the tower. Now, let's go for the Mortar here. He's going to play a defensive cannon. I'm not too sure about that. Let's just play our guards very easily. He's going to go for the Evo Skeletons, which actually could be bad, so I am going to have to really use my log and cycle there. And you know what, now he's got us out cycled a little bit, so we're gonna have to be okay with taking a bit of damage. Let's play the Spear Goblins here, and then we can get our guards in as well, and we should be able to counter that Hog. We can log to interrupt it. Don't be afraid to use your guys' log, okay? It's a great way to interrupt and mitigate any serious damage that you might take. He's gonna go for the cannon. He's also gonna play a Hog Rider. You can pull a Hog Rider just like this, play it up at the bridge to pull it, and then you'll see here my Mortar is gonna get a shot on tower as well, which is amazing. So you know, that is one thing that you can definitely keep an eye on if they're going to be playing Hog like that. Don't be afraid to use your Mortar to pull. He's going to stack things up at the bridge, so I'm just going to Fireball. If you see them like stacking things at the bridge, don't be afraid to do an offensive Fireball. He's going to go for a Hog Rider. I'm going to play my guards because I want to play my EvoMortar. He's going to get some damage here, but he's also in trouble because he overcommitted. Now let's use our Little Prince ability, because it's going to be hard for him to defend. You have to remember, like, Hog Cycle has very cheap cards, and so they really have to play fast to stop your Mortar from getting a lock. This guy is not playing fast enough. My Little Prince is going to take out that Musketeer, and we're going to get one more shot, and that's going to be good game. And let's get right on to the other decks. Alright, you guys, this next deck is going to be a Mortar Miner Poison deck. Now, I'm sure a ton of you guys have seen this deck before. It is amazing. It is, like, definitely the #1 Mortar deck in Clash Royale right now. I mean, obviously, let's be honest here, okay? Mortarbait will always be #1, all right? But if you look at the global top 1000, I think you would probably see this deck in terms of, like, for people that are using Mortar, you would probably see this deck the most. And you might see little variants of it. You know, I've seen people swap out minions for Knight instead to give them just a little bit more of a tank for defense. Now, a couple tips that I will give you guys for this deck. You know what? I don't know why this guy is emoting. He just gave us a Mortar lock. That's interesting. Let's play our guards here. Now, a couple tips I will give you guys is try to use, like, minor chip damage is very important, don't get me wrong, but try to use it is in a counter push way, okay? So, like, if I had a little bit more of an elixir advantage there, I probably would have played my miner with those minions to kind of make more of a an annoying counter push, and that's the way you want to play it, okay? You want to use this deck in a very annoying way, constantly using the miner for counter pushes, and then in double elixir, or if you go into overtime, that's when you just constantly spam the miners and the poison and really punish them, okay? Now another thing is, you know, with Mortarbait, you typically let them, or you don't let them, sorry, get to 10 elixir. You know, like with Mortarbait, you're playing a very fast game, and it's kind of the same with this one, okay? You're playing a little bit faster pace with this deck. Now that being said though, you aren't really taking as many risks as you might with Mortarbait, because this deck does really rely heavily on chip damage. Now that I defended, I'm gonna go in with these minions, and 1 or 2 minions will go down, but that will be annoying for him to defend. He has to play a Night Witch, which is not a good defense. And then we can use our guards to defend, and that should also allow us to defend the Night Witch very easily. We can Ice Spirit if needed for the bats. I think we will, just to kind of be safe. He's going to go for the Evil Recruit, so I am going to go for a defensive Mortar. He's going to play his Little Prince on that side, so I'm going to play a Poison just to kind of help out. And then let's play our Little Prince right here, because the Goblin Giant obviously was going to go that way, because this guy does not know how to switch things up. And we'll just play the Ice Spirit. I think we're going to play a defensive miner. We should be okay, but just to be safe, he's going to go for the Little Prince ability. I'm going to log, and then let's play the minions. We'll take a bit of damage from those bats, but nothing too serious, and we're okay. Now, definitely, yeah, anyways, sorry, what I was saying before I was rudely interrupted by that crazy push. You definitely do want to make sure that you're using your elixir well, but you're putting the pressure on them, but again, you're not overextending to the same extent that you might with a deck like Mortarbait, okay? This is a great deck, definitely, but you don't want to overdo it. You want it to come down to chip damage almost 90% of the time. The reason why I played a defensive poison there was just because the bats from the Night Witch kind of get eliminated using poison. Let's play the guards in front of the EvoMortar, and then let's play a miner. Because he started the Goblin Giant in the back, he lost. I can tell that he lost just off of that. Let's play the Little Prince ability to push that Goblin Giant back, but that is going to be good game, and we'll give him a good luck. And let's get right into it. As a man of my word, I promised you guys that I would give you guys decks that you can mess around with Evos, and this one is another great example of that. You can run EvoMortar, you can run Evo Recruits, or you can run Evo Bats. Traditionally, this does use Evo Recruits though, because Evo Recruits are so broken and you cannot freaking nerf them apparently. And another thing about this deck is honestly, it throws every single little thing that is OP in this game into one deck, okay? So Archer Queen, buffed. Guards, buffed. Royal Recruits, broken. Mortar, amazing. Miner, nerf miner, okay? It's endless. The list is endless, alright? And there's just so much that you can do. So definitely, you know, take advantage of this deck while you can, because there's no way that they don't nerf some of these cards because they are broken. Now, the traditional push with this deck is to use the Royal Recruits to get most of your damage. Use the Miner to kind of pressure and chip because you only have arrows. Interesting E-barbs. Sorry, I had to think about this for a second. Let's use our Queen ability and let's play the Bomber up high. Not the greatest card to use to pull things, but the Archer Queen is broken. And then let's go for the Mortar. So you see here, you can pair the Archer Queen with the Mortar. It's the exact same as if you guys watch me play Mortarbait. You know, it's the exact same thing where I say, okay guys, you know, like try to get your Little Prince and then your Knight in front. It's the exact same thing with the Archer Queen. Get your Archer Queen and pair it with the Mortar and it's OP. This guy has lightning, so he's definitely been struggling against Archer Queen, and he had that on the ready for that Archer Queen. Let's split our Royal Recruits. Now, when you're splitting your Royal Recruits, there isn't really any secret recipe to success. You can kind of split them 4 and 2, 3 and 3, whatever. Wow, he's got Evo Archers. That is depressing. But yeah, so there's lots of ways that you can do it. Let's put our Miner right here on this Evo Archer, and you can use the Bats to really pair up your pushes. If they're going to play Evo Archers, use your Miner exactly the same as I did, and you'll see here, like, the Evo Recruits, even if they don't break through, which, like, they're actually getting surprisingly far, but even if they do not break through, guys, it is not a big deal because they will keep the Elixir just, like, flowing. Let's get the Recruits down. He's going to Lightning the Queen. Freaking Lightning McQueen, am I right? Let's go for the Mortar. That was terrible. Please don't unsubscribe because I just said that. That was horrible. I have to repent for the rest of my life for that to you guys. Let's use the bomber. If he's going to keep spamming that lightning, then we are going to have to find a way to be creative. Let's go for the Evo recruits here. Now I'm going to do split 3 and 3 again. The reason I'm doing that is because he seems to kind of have trouble defending like the one lane when we overwhelm. We're going to get one Evo recruit right through, which is beautiful. That is the damage we needed. Let's play our Archer Queen back here so that he has to lightning, so that he can't really do a ton on this push. We can just play the guards and then the bomber right here. And then let's use the mortar up high. The Evo archers will not shred it quick enough. Then the bomber will go to work. Let's play the miner right here just to kind of be safe. And then let's play the bomber right beside this Evo archer. And that stuff is going to be defended. And then honestly, we could go for the mortar. I think I'm going to wait just because of the elixir situation. I'm going to put 4 to the left side and I'm going to mortar right side, okay? And the reason why I'm doing that is because I want him to kind of commit to that left side there, and then see, I'm going to play the mortar, and he doesn't have the E-barbs on that side anymore, and so it'll be a little bit harder for him to deal with everything. Let's use the Archer Queen, and then let's actually use her ability as well. He's going to have to lightning, which is okay, because we are back to our recruits already. Let's use the bomber right here, and then let's just wait. We got the 3-card cycle, and that is something that you can really take advantage of with this deck as well, is the 3-card cycle. I'm going to put 4 to the left side again to kind of mess with him. Let's split the guards right here. We are going to need some damage, so let's play the mortar, and we're going to try to start cycling miners onto the tower. Let's go for the bats. He's going to lightning. Big mistake by him, because we're going to play our Archer Queen up high now, and then we can start to pressure. Let's play the bomber, and let's get another mortar down, and he's going to lose. Good game, and let's get right into the next one, and let's give him a good luck as well. Alright, you guys, again, just to prove I am a man of my word, I got another deck that you can mess around with the Evos, because I know everybody has different Evos. This one is going to be Evo Archers with Mortar. Now, the big thing with this deck is, honestly, it's OP. That's the big thing. Nothing too big. No, I'm joking. This deck is very good for overwhelming people. Cannon Cart is also a very nice addition to this deck. He's going to go for an aggressive Royal Giant. Let's play our Archers and the Cannon Cart. We will take a bit of damage, but that's okay, guys. You know what? Sometimes at the start of the match, you have to take some damage to get some damage. Obviously we didn't really get much damage, but that's okay. And so the Skeleton King kind of acts as your tank in this. I don't know why this guy's gonna give me that. Wow. Okay, so allegedly this guy does not have a counter to anything spammy, which might make a tough match for this guy. We're gonna get a really good Skeleton Barrel connection, and so one of the things you want to do sometimes is you want to kind of get your Skeleton King down in time for when you're playing those spammy troops. Now you can use Evo Archers in this deck, you can use Evo Mortar, whatever you want, go for it. The Skeleton King works just the same no matter what you're using. He's going to go for the bowler. I'm probably going to play a Skeleton King to defend this, just to kind of save my archers and cannon cart for that Royal Giant, because if he uses that Queen ability, she's not going to break through the cannon cart. I don't know if you guys are playing against Archer Queen a lot, but this deck is amazing for countering her. You can also fireball her at the bridge. Sometimes that works for me. You know, so there's lots that you can do. I'm going to fireball her right here because I don't freaking like her, and I want that chip damage, and it'd be bonus if my Skeleton King can hit her. He doesn't, but he's forced to use the ability, so I'm not even going to play a counter to her. Let's play the Archers and the Cannon Cart again just to counter this. Now he's going to have to deal with the counter push of the Cannon Cart and the Archers. I don't know what that snowball is. I don't know what this guy's thinking. I kind of feel bad. Let's go for the Mortar here. You can keep up pressure. Now typically I would try to play the Mortar with the Cannon Cart, but because we have it going opposite lane and I know he's going to have to counter it and he's not going to get that Mortar down in time, we will be A-okay and get some really good damage. And he doesn't have a great counter to our spammy troops, so let's do this, and let's even scar me opposite lane just for the fun of it. I'm actually curious what he's going to do to defend that. Just what? Why would he be hiding that so long? We have our Evo Archers, which is awesome because they frickin' go in tough. He's going to switch it up on us. That's smart. Let's play the Skeleton King right here for the Queen. Queen is down. Let's go for the Mortar on this side with the Evo Archers, which is, again, another amazing way to kind of take things down. Let's use our Skeleton King ability because I'm bored. I wouldn't always do it like that if I were you, but, like, at some point you got to do something special. And let's just wait and see now if he does anything, but that's going to be game. Good game. Good luck. Alright, you guys, as promised, I do have a deck where you can mess around with the Evo a little bit. You do not have to use Evo Mortar. You can use Evo Bats if you'd like. This is a Mortarbait version of Hog and Mortar. And one of the nice things about this deck, if you want, you can run Evo Bats instead of Minion, or instead of EvoMortar, because you can use your Minion horde to get a lot of bait. And so, you know, one example could be, let's say you do a Hog with the Minion horde. Okay, that's just one example. I'm not saying that's what you're gonna do, and I'm not saying that's like the most OP push ever. But then you bait out their spell, then you can follow up with either the Evo Bats or the Minion horde, whatever you want to do, and you can get a lot of damage. And another thing is you can really keep the pressure up using the Hog Rider. Don't be afraid to put it in different lanes. Now the only downside to this deck is Mega Knight can be a bit of a tough matchup, and I know that Mega Knight is definitely an annoying thing that everybody has to go through. I'm going to split my minions here. It's not the most ideal situation, but that's okay. We're gonna have the 3 minions going one way, and we're gonna have the 3 minions to clean up this Royal Ghost, and then our Mortar should take out that Magic Archer, I believe. Let's just wait and see what happens. Now with this deck, one of the main things is it's less defensive, more offensive. Okay, with the Hog Rider, you definitely want to keep the pressure on them, because you know, take for Mortarbait for example, you have Knight, you have Little Prince, you have all of these ways to defend these complicated pushes. With this deck you don't. Okay, like spells really cycle through you, so you do have to play very smart. Okay, and with that means you have to play with some serious pressure. Let's just wait and see what he's going to do. I'm going to play my bats here, and I'm going to play my Mortar right here to pull everything. He's going to miss his zap, which is good for us, and we get the EvoMortar shot. Man, life does not get much better than that, and the bandit will be countered. And now that tower is pretty much down, so we can start to mess around with our Hog Rider in the other lane. Let's play the Minion horde here to counter this, and then let's go for a Hog Rider. And I think we might end up actually using our Fireball. Probably not, maybe, because he played that Royal Ghost. But we are going to get some really good value. I am going to Fireball right here now, just for some very good value. And then let's play the Spear Goblins right here by the tower in case he zaps. There's the zap. We can just zap as well. We kind of stacked up our bats with it, but that's okay. Let's play a defensive Mortar to pull this Battle Ram, and then if he tries to split lane pressure anything, we can just play our Goblin gang to kind of help out, and then we can even use our Hog Rider to help pull if needed. Let's play our Hog Rider here. There's the Bandit. Let's play the Spear Goblins here for the Bandit dash, play the bats right here for that zap, and that is going to be defended. Good game.